Hi guys, welcome back to the Dance of Evolving. If you are new to the channel, we are a group of warriors building self-awareness and working toward our most sovereign selves, not just for ourselves, but then to be able to contribute to the rest of the collective community who are also on their journey back home to their sovereign selves. Today I want to focus on really how to stay grounded in times of chaos and trouble. If you're seeing the smoke, I have some aromatherapy, so I'll move it a little bit out of the way, but I will get back to that because that is a way to stay grounded. When I energetically tune into the world right now, it can feel like a pressure cooker that just exploded. And within ourselves, we do not want to feel this, and but yet at the same time, we want to work through it in a healing way that will help us move forward. When we are not grounded, I truly feel like it is a signal that we are not in harmony. You know, our mind, our body, and our spirit. I even just realized that subconsciously, I think I had this triangle over this rose because it really is our mind, body, and our soul. When that is truly aligned, we are not going to feel anxious and we will feel grounded. I was just outside. We're here in Florida and there is a big storm coming, Ian. And so I've had to evacuate my apartment and come back out to northern Tampa, Wesley Chapel, in order to stay safe. We've got some friends, family, and our dogs here. And I was just walking outside, and as the wind was blowing, and I'm looking at this tree that I can tell has been in this backyard far beyond my life. And I'm stepping down, starting to feel grounded. And I look down and I see the roots and how some of the roots are exposed, but they're truly anchored into the ground. And how beautiful this tree is. And even the things growing around it on the roots. And I think we want to stay grounded like this in all scenarios of life. And in order to truly show up for ourselves and for each other during trying times, we need to feel grounded. And so just think of those trees with the roots going deep into earth. And when we feel grounded, we can grow and live from a place of stability. Stability is something, we're always trying to find that balance within. I think about our masculine and feminine traits within ourselves and our soul and how we integrate that into this vessel that we've been given with our mind and our body. And to do that and feel that stability, we have to have awareness of when we are not grounded and then find our own ways how to work toward that. We can weather the storms then, and literally storms, and then of course figuratively speaking in our lives, the storms with more ease. So I'm going to go through some basic tips of ways that I feel grounded and others around me have taught me that you can ground yourself. And then I'm going to go into a specific way that I just did during this storm coming. And the first thing I try to do is a body scan. Our bodies will signal, and our mind they're going to signal that we are not grounded. For example, our nervous system is a lovely tool for subconscious and conscious things. And when we go into that anxious feeling and, thinking about what might happen in the future and that fear, we're going to become ungrounded. And so doing a body scan and even feeling where in our body do we feel this tension, what is going on in our mind. And during this time with that body scan, I breathe life and love into that part of my body that is not feeling well. And then also I think about my thoughts and what momentum I'm giving these thoughts, and if there are thoughts that are going to move me forward. Because if I'm not aware of the thoughts that are constantly going on up here, they will gain momentum and you can easily lose reality. And in your perception is your reality. So you want to keep your perception at a healthy place. You can easily, during this time, as you're doing a body scan, build in a meditation. I'll be releasing a meditation that will help you with the body scan itself. This week, I'll be actually releasing a loving kindness meditation. It's one I've been practicing, and it has truly helped me not only to cultivate that love within myself, but then to those around me who I encounter each day and those who in the past I might have viewed as someone who brought me pain, but at the same time, having a better understanding, I can release that and give them loving kindness. That can definitely help you feel more grounded. Another way, and it seems simple, but as you're meditating or as you are doing a body scan or as you're finding yourself just feeling off, just sitting on the ground and drinking tea, setting your environment around you. Like, for example, I have this aromatherapy I got at Target, and certain scents truly calm me. I have an old candle with sage in it, and I'll light a little bit of the sage, and seriously, my mind calms. So the scents around you and the environment around you can really make a big difference. I've always been a huge fan of candles, but I mean, even having a candle and being able to look into that candle and really focus on the thoughts that you're thinking and what might be going on in your subconscious and in your mind that then is affecting your entire nervous system, all of the muscles and the bones, everything within your body, to be able to gain that stability back. So just that simple activity will help you feel calm. I even read something positive. I have many books I look to as, like, my mom and I read a devotional each day. And I even have, today I pulled a card from this Rose Oracle. It actually really helped me in my guided journaling today. So I'll be sharing a little bit of that with you as well. You could even do something routine that gets your mind a little bit calmer, and then to be able to observe your thoughts as an objective observer. So if you're having a hard time observing your thoughts, seeing what's going on, grounding yourself, if you go in, maybe even, well, laundry wouldn't be it for me, but for some people, doing laundry or cleaning, I pay attention to all my plants around me, and I tend to them for the day, and really you show them care. You could play with your kids, your dogs, you could knit. So really anything that helps you get your mind out of that momentum, and then negative momentum, and then to be able to observe your thoughts and see where they're coming from, what beliefs are bringing those about, things like that. Another thing too is to journal. I mean, journaling each day and truly figuring out what emotions that you're feeling. I think of the road to healing as not linear. It's so unpredictable, and that can be such a beautiful thing, because a lot of the things that we are healing from that cause us to not feel grounded, and a lot of the things that keep us from feeling that innocence and that joy and everything that helps us feel like we're alive. If they're not dealt with, they're going to continue to gain momentum. I know Oprah Winfrey one time talked about it as a brick wall, and each time we take on a story, a disbelief, suppress an emotion, it's like you are laying brick after brick after brick of walls around you that keep you in this, it's kind of like a familiar prison. But then we start to gather beliefs that keep us from truly living and seeing life in the lens of love and compassion. And so journaling is something that really helps me as well. I wanted to go ahead and share with you a few things that I wrote in my journal. As I'm staying here, I'm working through, we're all going through so many changes. In particular, right now in my life, it's some of the most drastic changes I think I've ever been in. And I can either be a victim or I can heal. And that's honestly the truth. My healing starts when every experience I'm in, I choose not to be a victim, and I choose to grow. And it's not an easy process. And one process that helps me feel grounded, guys, and this might sound so strange, it's crying. I cry, I let it out, and I really think about what I'm crying about and what's causing it, and then what emotions. I think emotions are so beautiful. And if we can all learn to use our emotions as almost signals for healing instead of a bad thing, it's truly beautiful. And so when I chose this card after the rain, I read a little bit about it, and then I wrote out what I was experiencing, and I was actually crying as I was doing it, and I felt this release. All right, so the focus here is after the rain. It is storming here, and I'm talking about winds, and it's just getting started. So I even started to view what's happening with the rain falling and everything as almost like a healing process too. After the rain, I focused on how there can be a silver lining, a relief, hope, mercy, and the fact that working through that emotion, that in that moment and the root that's caused that emotion, the belief that it can be overcome and you can have acceptance. So I'm going to go ahead and actually read. This is raw. It's a little vulnerable, but it is something that I want to share with you guys because I truly feel that it could apply to any of us today. Okay. After a storm, there's a special and sacred moment that can be felt. The atmosphere has released all that it was holding. And in turn, the earth has been cleansed, replenished, and nourished. I'm giving you a little hint. I might cry during this, okay? And it's okay because it's part of my healing. Okay. We have a similar feeling after we let tears fall from the emotions that we choose to use as signals for healing. Our tears can be salty, healing waters, falling to create a shift in how we feel and view our current experiences. While we might not realize this consciously, noticeable growth will soon follow. Because after the rain, there is hope, healing, beginnings, and endings. And before I read on, I'll be honest, I struggled with the beginnings and endings because I didn't want some things to end, but I realized that some things need to end for a new beginning. So I'll read on now. Emotions can be soothed and worked through as we release and shine light on the beliefs and stories that can be holding us back. This means that the broken heart we are feeling is on the mend. Times of trials are temporary, and releasing emotions brought up from these trials brings us to an open new door of opportunity to heal, blossom, and to see life in a lens of blooming instead of surviving. Mercy and grace can be felt from within, from this relief, and an encouraging silver lining can be seen in the distance. A challenging time can result in a type of ease that brings liberation, joy, and the innocence we all seek within. So I wrote that like almost more focused on our collective community, and then I went back to myself here. If my weeks, months, or years are not straightforward and are confusing, I am called to dig deep, to endure hardships, and use these experiences as opportunities to heal. And then I kind of go back into the collective group of all of us conscious beings here trying to make it home. What we learn from these and how we grow are gifts that can never be taken from us. I'm going to read that again. What we learn from these trials and how we grow are gifts that can never be taken from us. It's time to be aware of this process, to be able to move towards the warmth and blessing that life has in store for us. Glorious new beginnings are now possible. And then I left myself with this thought throughout today, especially as this storm is coming in. I mean, we had to remove all the furniture. I had to evacuate my apartment in St. Petersburg because it is in Zone A, and move all my plants in, and we don't know what's going to happen. And so as in Florida, as we're facing these times, and then if you're not in Florida, well, goodness, I mean, we're all facing something today. I'm asking myself throughout the day, what am I ready to release? So tying it back to staying grounded, if we don't feel grounded, well, that's kind of a blessing, because we're catching ourselves. That means you have an awareness, a conscious awareness that your soul and your mind and your body are off. We've been given these beautiful gifts. We have a brain that can work in such intricate ways, and we have a body that is so amazing when you actually think about it, the way our bodies work, and how an awareness of our mind and our soul. And a lot of times when I do a body scan, I view my soul as something separate than what I'm feeling in my body as I release the pain that I'm feeling and bring in loving kindness. And also my mind, I realize that my soul is not my mind, and I am not my mind. You know, there are times, and I'm going to end with this, that I think I understand everything and what I want and what needs to come next in my life. And wow, is it a blessing to come out of that and realize I did not know anything in this experience. And the more that I tried to control and hold on to what I think should happen, I lengthened my healing time and my time of awakening in that moment of my life. And I look forward to so many more moments now that I see that when I'm not grounded, when I'm feeling certain emotions, I don't have to ignore them. I can acknowledge them. I can feel them. I can cry through them with our healing tears as we truly get to the root of what we're feeling and liberate ourselves. So if you're feeling like you need to ground yourself during chaos or during anything, sometimes it could be the smallest time when I'm in a group of people and I'm feeling flustered and I'm not able to think straight, or if I'm working on something and I'm not able to think straight, I stop and I get back to the core of who I am. And then with that, think about the whole purpose of grounding. What I had said in the beginning, that it's in order to truly show up for ourselves. And if you saw in my last video, which I'll link below, and awareness is everything in the school of life, our job is to show up for ourselves and to make sure we are ready. And in the Bible, it talks about putting on your spiritual armor. It's what you're doing. So like to wake up and know how to ground yourself and to put on that armor, not to protect, but to heal, to be healed every day and to heal, to help heal others through example. And like that tree with the roots deep into the earth, we can stay grounded with our awareness. So I hope this was helpful. I will be releasing the loving kindness meditation, and I will link it below. And I hope everyone just is able to stay grounded during any time in your life and use this as an opportunity to open a door of liberation as you work through any of the emotions, the beliefs, the stories that could keep you from feeling grounded. All right. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great remainder of the week. All right. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so if you like this content. And thank you for all the new subscribers. Like, wow. And then if you like this video, go ahead and hit like. And any comments are so encouraging. I just had the most encouraging comments from a few people who I personally know, who I see them working through so many things, like a powerhouse in their life. And I even saw one friend just started her own YouTube channel and started to share her journey. So let's all continue to grow and heal together. And I love you all. Peace and love.